folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 Preserve Championship, and this will actually be our conclusion of the tournament here with our final chase card. We appreciate all of you tuning in. We'd like to give a special thank you to our Patreon supporters who help make this all possible. Once again, I am Dustin Mouret bringing the commentary, and once again, I'm joined by Mr. Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
Doing good. Happy to be back out here. We've got a much windier day today, so tougher conditions. Excited to watch it unfold.
Yeah, we got a star-studded lineup of players here. Lots of top names on the card, including Ricky Wysocki, Garrett Gurthie, Albert Tamm, and Noah Fiveash. Kind of a face maybe you don't see as often. He's been on coverage a couple of times, and you kind of see the lay of the land here. Really, it's a 5-stroke lead right now for Bradley Williams over many of our chase card members, and then 3 ahead of his fellow lead card mates. And of course, Ricky Wysocki now with DD putting those daggers, very much known for that, but also really throwing those felons and enforcers. Expect to see a lot of those today in these heavy winds.
We've got Garrett Gurthie's back here putting with the KC AVRs. Big fan of his Champion Glow Rock 3 for his mid-range shots. And uses those Emperors for his long-distance shots out here with the headwinds, along with his Firebirds as well.
Then, of course, we got Albert Tamm playing for Latitude 64. Putts with the shield, so it sets him apart from some other Trilogy players who use some other putters, and also known, of course, for throwing some of these Pioneers and Ballista Pros, and I think they'll be leaning on those for fighting through these winds as well coming into this final round.
Yeah, Noah Fiveash, young gateway player out of North Carolina, going to be putting with his Wizards, using that element and the Moabs for those up shots, and does get to those Destroyers and Firebirds for some of those windier shots.
This will be a little bit of a fly through here for the very familiar hole 1 to kick things off.
Yeah, like the rest of the time, get your drive out 400 feet, get over this water and try to miss these branches. Just the extra wind in play today is the biggest difference.
All right, everybody, let's get ready to send off our chase card. First up on the box from Scottsdale, Arizona, please welcome Ricky Wysocki.
Ricky Wysocki up first to tee, currently ranked number 1 in the UDIS World Rankings. Had a recent win at DDO, 2nd at Champions Cup, our first major of the year, 5th at the OTB Open, and 10th at Jonesboro. And he's fresh off of an injury. He's been out for a few events nursing that, but back in shape and ready to go.
Yeah, and still has that nice smooth form coming back. Nice easy pump out there. He'll be in great position to cross the water.
Next up from Gainesville, Florida, make some noise for Double G, Garrett Gurthie.
And Garrett Gurthie, of course, fresh off a win at the Beaver State Fling, currently ranked 12th in the UDIS World Rankings. Had a 2nd at the Portland Open as well here recently, and several other top 20 finishes on tour, so looking sharp.
Exciting finish out there at Portland, and then able to back it up and get the win out at Beaver State. Gets a nice rip off on this one, stays on the right side of the fairway, but in great position.
Definitely got all of that
Next
one.
up, joining us from Estonia, give a warm Minnesota welcome to Albert Tamm.
And of course, we got the bazooka himself, Albert Tamm, currently ranked 19th in the UDIS World Rankings. Had a win earlier this year at the Open at Tallahassee. Also found himself 5th at the Portland Open, 6th at the Beaver State Fling, and has had a few other top 25 finishes on tour this year, making his trip over from old Europe. So glad to have him here on the States.
And disc matching his clothing off of the tee. Gonna get a nice rip out there. Over there close to Ricky's, but looks like he's carried it even farther. Gonna be in a great position. Fairly easy toss across the water.
I'm calling the bazooka for no reason as we get over to Noah Fiveash. He's been playing full-time MPO since about 2020. Has 4 wins under his belt so far. Seen him cash at a few tour events this year, and also last year he did place 15th at this very event, the Preserve, as well as at Idlewild. So has at times been able to make some things happen on tour.
Yeah, like I was saying a moment ago, young player out of North Carolina, touring around with AJ and Deanne Carey this year. Gets a nice drive off the first tee and is in position to cross the water for a birdie look.
Yeah, you will be first to act to try to battle these winds and fight through some of these trees that guard the green. Try to set yourself up for a birdie to kick off this final round. So he's going to swing one in there up high.
Yeah, we haven't seen this play yet, going up high. Gonna crash those branches down. He'll be inside the circle. Saw him taking some breaths there right before he threw, trying to calm his nerves. Only been up on these filmed cards a couple times before, so a little bit of new territory.
Also, obviously, a huge gallery was kind of following around these players, so I'm sure that adds to the pressure as well, something you might not be used to. As we see Garrett actually come up short on that. He's going to get the X.
No.
That's going to be an OB. He has to take that all the way back on this side of the water.
Yeah, the wind packed that down a lot out of his, or once it about halfway through the flight. Ricky makes a great correction, though, gets it to inside the bullseye. But yeah, just the wind coming into play there for Garrett. Halfway through the flight, takes a big wind drop and doesn't make it over.
Yeah, great shot there from Ricky. Try to get him up and down for an early birdie. Again, he is, at this point, 5 strokes behind the leader, but that can certainly be made up on this course with all the challenges it has, as well as the winds that are out there. And we all know Ricky for a good run down on the lead from the chase car. It's happened quite a few times. Albert Tamm there getting up there good.
Yeah, just a great drive in the best position we've seen so far on the week. Able to pitch up nicely. And Garrett just having to pitch up now for a bogey save to start, which is not what you want when half of the field is taking a birdie, even with the wind today here on hole 1.
Yeah, I think this is a really good starting hole, and we see Noah Fiveash take full advantage of it. It's kind of one that just lets you open up off the tee and don't have to worry about any crazy gas, but then gives you a little bit of a challenging approach.
Yeah, and a very nervy putt there for your first putt on film here in a while for Noah Fiveash, able to take advantage of it and get the birdie. Albert Tamm going to do the same thing, both starting off how you want to.
Indeed, and I mean, Ricky Wysocki pretty much has a drop-in for birdie. Garrett Gurthie, though, certainly close here to at least salvage a bogey and try to limit the damage he's going to take after that OB. Try to fight back next hole.
See, just in the time that he was standing there, the flag on the top of the basket moving directions a good 45 degrees, just kind of swirling around. But 3 birdies here and a bogey for Garrett to start brings us into hole 2. Much different dynamic with the double mando, having to hit that gap and shape your line. Ideally, you want to throw an overstable mid-range, moving a little bit left to right, and then let it slightly fade back to the left at the end.
Yeah, I feel like the most success we've seen so far on coverage has been kind of those force overstable disc and just have him fight back. But definitely we'll occasionally see someone try to just go straight at it. But with these winds, it's a lot tougher to do that play. And there is that forced over from Ricky Wysocki. Looks to be a dime piece. Oh, yeah.
That's how you want to draw it up. He's inside the circle, even when a little bit long, should give him more of a tailwind putt.
Yeah, so trying to make a charge as early as he can on that leader as we get over to Albert Tamm. Just drifts a little bit too much on him there.
Yeah, it looks like he was going for more of that Heiser stand-up shot with a straight disc, and the wind just immediately drug that over to the right side.
And just ran out of space on the right-hand side of the fairway. See if Noah Fiveash here can make something happen.
Being from North Carolina, he is no stranger to gaps, but he follows the same fate as Albert, just not using a stable enough of a disc for the wind that they have right here.
It looks like something a little faster here from Double G. Maybe some type of fairway driver, trying to use it to fight the wind a little bit more.
Yeah, G he's great at slowing down a faster disc, as you can see right here. Just so much touch. Still skeeting on past a little bit, but stays inside the circle.
Yeah, we'll give him a chance for birdie here. Meanwhile, we got Albert Tamm and Noah Fiveash just looking to try to get up and down, try to salvage par. Just a little flick here from a knee from Tamm, and that'll do just fine.
Yeah, nice shot to have. Just a little flick of the wrist. Not have to worry about it too much. That he makes that look a lot easier than it is.
Oh, Noah bends it around there as well. Get himself inside the circle to try to salvage the par here on this one. There's Garrett for birdie.
Yeah, looking to correct after that first hole. And leaves it just a bit low. Not quite what he's looking for. Needed that to bounce back. Hopefully he'll be able to get something going.
Ricky looking to go back-to-back here with some birdies, and indeed that will drop in. So getting the score trending in the right direction right away here on the final day out at Clearwater, Minnesota. Oh.
And a nice catch from the basket on this one. I'm not sure we see that one fall out on these baskets too often, but does on this one.
And did look
Ricky with the only player here to go birdie, trying to make that push towards the front. Bringing us into hole 3, 408 feet. A great opportunity to get another birdie here. Gonna go with that overstable fairway down the right side and let it gently skip over to the left. Just get your distance control right and make sure you don't get your nose angle too up or down to fade out or go into the ground too early.
This is an overstable fairway in hand for Ricky Wysocki. Looking to kind of force it over, just have it fade back. That's the common landing zone, I feel like, for a lot of players. If you don't get it just right, you wind up trickling down there, but still has an uphill putt.
Yeah, definitely so. You can see he was trying to kind of touch that a little bit, not force it over too much. Just gets a little bit too much glide. Albert keeping this one a lot lower, but has more hyzer on it. Gonna be in a similar spot, if not the same.
Yeah, pretty much right next to each other there on that low side, but again, nowhere near the OB, so no problems in that regard, but just a tricky putt ahead. So we get to Noah Fiveash, looking to make the correction. Flips one up there.
Going with more of a hyzer stand-up shot here, trying to make sure he doesn't drift down that hill. And that's how you do it right there. Let's go ahead and take another look at this form here, see how he gets that nice hyzer stand-up. Clean focus down. Plants and twists on the hill with the hyzer. Very relaxed form. Never really looked like he was trying too hard right there.
Now Double G throwing that same disc he did on the previous hole. So something pretty overstable. Again, just kind of flexing it out, and this looks good.
I like this line from Double G. Getting up there inside 20 feet. Or right around 20.
Long putt for Tamm here. A little bit of a stepper. Tries to float it in there, but just comes up short. And Ricky basically with the same challenge ahead of him, but Ricky from Circle 2 is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, let's see if he can get this to go 3 for 3.
Oh, top band.
Yeah, and just a little bit nose up out of the hand. He got a nice lull in the wind there, it looks like, with the flag sitting pretty still during his putt, but not quite able to take advantage. We'll see if Double G can correct here. Oh, and man, that's one of my least favorite things right there. That disc went over the front of the basket and caught a nub. Came backwards back out. Very disheartening. Garrett's going to end up with another par. Noah Fiveash, though, getting a good start here on camera. 2 down through 3, keeping up with Ricky.
Indeed he is, keeping himself near that top 5 position early on here on our final day, and would be probably the biggest finish of his career if he was able to kind of maintain this pace. I mean, again, I know he placed in the top 15 a couple of times last year on tour, but this would certainly be a big splash for him, I think.
Yeah, we've seen his name a little bit more the last month or two as he's slowly putting it together this year.
My name's Garrett Gurthie. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
And while Kona and I are driving, don't have time to stop and eat, so I always have her grab me a small bag of Double G jerky.
You got smashed cracked pepper on Tuesday. Wednesday, you got the garlic.
Late in the round, hole 14, you might need a little pick-me-up. Pull out some Double G jerky.
Grab the big bag because you're gonna have to share.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Here we are at hole 4, 746-foot par 4. One of the tougher ones to get the birdie on, especially with this wind today. If you can get your turnover out to land close to those trees that we just passed over there on the left side, then you're going to have the best opportunity to have a look down this tunnel. But even you have to get to a pretty specific landing spot to really have that straight look. Otherwise, it's a really pinched off angle.
Yeah, this is a very difficult two-shot par 4. I feel like it's often been one of the more challenging holes for our players throughout the weekend, as that's going to come up a little bit short and get kind of a nasty cut roll backwards as well.
Yeah, he may be far enough back. There is a play to go up over top. I don't know how much of a birdie play it is, but Big Arms could possibly do that from back in that area.
That's a great move on that. As long as it didn't skip too much into that tall grass, he should actually have a way to approach in there.
Yeah, that should be the ideal spot there. I believe he's going to like that.
Forehand here for Albert Tamm. You do not see this too often. It requires a lot of power, but he's one of the few that has it.
He does have huge forehand power. I believe he needed that to stand up a little bit more, though. He's going to be... It's pretty pinched off right there. It's possible to get up there, but not really ideal, although he is in the middle of the fairway.
Double G smokes one down there into the spectators, and that...
Moving the crowd. Get out of the way.
Yeah, not sure what kind of angle he's going to have, though. Looks like he pushed it maybe a little too far from the gap.
If you can reach it, I do think farther is a little bit better on this one, as it brings in that natural right-handed backhand hyzer angle. Noah Fiveash.
What a shot, dude.
Showing the North Carolina. It is popping out right there. Low ceiling the entire flight on that shot, and has enough power and speed to get up in there.
Look at this from Tamm. Oh, and a beautiful tree kick as well to slow him down and put him in the circle, I believe. Wow.
All right, guys, let's see a star frame. Let's go ahead. Get it in here.
And actually, I was wrong. Double G actually has a fine line here. Ah, catches that right group of trees, though.
No.
Look close. And now here's Ricky, the best lie of them all. Loves these little touchy forehand shots.
And you can see why right there. He puts it up there inside the bullseye. We have 3 birdie opportunities here on hole 4. It averaged at a 4.2. Garrett pitching up for his par. A bit disappointing after that drive. Let's see if Noah is able to connect.
And I mean, the fact that he gets birdie with his tee shot, that's just such an impressive second shot to give him the chance, and he's able to capitalize. Well done.
Absolutely. Incredible shot there. Albert for another birdie.
Wow.
Cashes it.
Glad to see him capitalize. They definitely earned it with their second shots on this hole. And then Ricky, of course, pretty much parked it, so we'll see him tapping a birdie here in a second. Double G here looking for par. And I'll drop in.
Yeah, able to connect on the par. Not a very long putt, but he needed to drop one, so I know Hopefully, or I know that one felt pretty good. Hopefully that'll get him back on track. And we're going to see Ricky here tapping our third birdie on the card. Only 15 birdies on the day. So here on Chase Card, 20%, quick math there, hopefully that's right. 20% of the birdies we got to watch just now.
That is the worst thing, man. Trying to do math as a commentator on the fly. It's one I just stay away from it, man. I don't even try anymore. So applaud you, sir, on giving it a shot here as we watch these players take a shot on what is a very difficult hole. Probably the hardest on the course, I'd guess.
Yeah, third day in a row, the hardest on the course, and it did get harder each day. This today averaging at a 4.74,
Whew.
almost 3/4 of a stroke over par. Noah gonna just throw 2 incredible shots in a row. Carries just a bit too far. We'll see if he has an angle. Maybe a small one, but great distance off of the tee here. Got a lot of the hard part done.
Yeah, a lot of tight gaps and narrow corridors to navigate here on hole 5, and he's done some good work with that one. Nice straight shot from Ricky as well there.
Yeah, fading out just a little bit early, but I think he may have landed in a nice little opening over there on the left side.
And again, do not see the forehand too often on this hole, but Albert Tamm, an expert at this type of throw.
Yeah, if you have the distance for it, this is the ideal shape. And if this is far enough...
Oh...
Not quite far enough.
Yeah,
we'll see if he has the angle for that high turnover shot.
It seems so close to being money, but does wind up flaring a little bit too much. And this is carrying left for double G. This is going to be troublesome for him.
It looks like he's going to get fairly aggressive and try to get around the corner, but catches a tree on the other side. Now he's just going to have to try to place this into the gap.
He's done it.
He's able to do that nicely. So he'll have that to pitch up and down and get another bogey now.
See what Ricky's trying to do here. This is his second shot, maybe trying to flex a forehand down the corridor here. Looks like he might have done it.
Wow.
Yes.
And that actually centers him back. He's going to have a good putt. Look at this.
Yeah, gets the tricky Ricky kick back into the middle of the fairway.
I dig it.
Now we're going to try to do something similar. Has to put a little bit more angle on there. Also gets a nice kick. Not quite as close for the putt. But a par plays well on this hole, and he's got a great opportunity to do that.
And this is Albert Tamm now throwing his second shot here on the right-hand side of the fairway. Trying to bend something in there, it looks like.
It looked like he threw that like a frisbee. Did you see that?
Yes. I think he was just trying to do whatever touchy shot he could to try to get him in that fairway.
Trying to pull some frisbee tricks off. He needs to hit up Juliana Korver.
Indeed, freestyle champion, I believe.
Absolutely. So Noah here does have a long look, maybe 80 feet.
Gives it a go. Is going to be able to get up there. Should be able to get his par out of this. Meanwhile, Albert Tamm trying to get up and down for his par is going to be kind of tricky from what it looks like. Has a lane, though, at the stepper. And, yeah, gets it up there.
Yeah, this would be a great birdie if he's able to connect.
Ah, just wide.
Yeah, not a miss you see too often from Ricky, not catching anything.
At least able to grab the par out of here, which honestly is a fine score for this hole.
Yeah, absolutely. Only 5 players able to card the birdie today.
Oh, wow.
So not really losing strokes to anybody with the par there. 58% of the field taking a bogey or above.
Yeah. Also,
Just
don't want to
right.
give any spoilers, but there might have been someone who had quite the throw-in on this hole that is out there on coverage. Which would be, I believe, one of the 5 birdies you were referring to.
Indeed it is.
As we get up here to Double G, looking to limit the damage on this one. And we'll be able to tap in the bogey.
Yeah, definitely not the start he's looking for. He's been playing well these past few weeks, and still has a lot of time to get it back on track and finish strong.
Tamm tapping in the par as well to finish things off here on hole number 5 as we get to something a little more friendly on hole 6.
Yeah, a little more friendly and a possible ace run. We saw James do some chaining out here on this hole yesterday. 390 feet. Slightly downhill, I believe. But pretty straightforward. The wind today is kind of swirling around, so depends on what time you get there, what type of wind you're going to get. Doesn't look like Noah has too much going on here. Looks like maybe that same disc that he threw on hole 3. And he's going to put it just as close as he did on hole 3.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of players throw a similar disc to hole 3 on this hole. You've kind of seen that pattern repeat over the first couple of days. And, yeah, Ricky throwing the same disc as well that he threw on that hole. And
There's another ace run.
Yes, sir, but that just flies left deep.
Yeah, and that could have caught a skip, too. He may be a little obstructed for his putt now.
Oh. Oh, parks it.
Yeah, and Albert wanting to get up there right by Noah's disc. Let's take a look at his form. Another kind of slower run up, but then has that X step in the middle and straight through. Very flat release, relying on the disc for the angles that he had on that.
Yeah, that man's an athlete, if you've ever seen him in person. I mean, just towers over people, as we are going to see. Garrett Gurthie actually skip up a little bit short. I think he's right near the circle's edge there. Yeah, he'll be first to putt.
Came out just a bit low. Had a nice line on it. See if he can connect from circle 2. Just a bit too high. Not going to be able to right the ship just yet.
Ricky from circle 2 going to hit the basket. So it hasn't really quite got the putter online yet today, but he also, hasn't really had any gimmies not fall for him. It's been these kind of circle 2 putts that have got him.
Nice comeback there from Double G. Going to get his par, and we've got pretty much a couple tap-in birdies here for Noah and Albert. See them there side by side.
Yeah, Ricky also just a drop in for par, so shouldn't be really any drama left to be had on this hole. So we start kind of getting near the end of our front 9 of the final round.
Yeah, wind not coming into play quite as much as I expected so far, but we are getting out here for the next 3 holes. You're pretty much out in the wide open. Let's see what type of wind play we've got going on after this short break. Hole 7, 1,111 foot par 5. Got to carry the water on your tee shot. Get over in this area. For your second shot, if you can push over to the right side and stay close to the tree line, you'll have this gap to fly through to get up to the green on the right, or you can fade out to the left side and have more of a turnover shot into the green, which I do believe plays better for the angle. Pretty difficult par 5 though. Not one of the usually par 5s you think a little easier, but this one not quite the Whatever, not quite the easy birdie.
Right, yeah. And also, very rarely do you see anyone even really think about eagling it. I think Simon Lizotte got it last year, and we saw Ezra Aderholt get it yesterday. But outside of that, it's pretty much just try to get your birdie. And like you said, certainly not a gimme for a par 5. As it looks like these discs are just really getting attracted to this right wood line for both of our players so far. Wind's really catching them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It looks like that wind might be finally getting into play a little bit. Once you're out in the open and having this water carries, you definitely play away from the OB, and the wind pushing a little bit left to right here. Ricky going to make that correction.
Yeah, I can tell you from experience that is a very overstable disc that he just threw. One of the newer ones out, and definitely did its job there for him. Kept him on that left-hand side of the fairway.
Double G going big, but did not quite get any turn on this one. He's going to carry out
and
into the over there and move up to this drop zone.
Yeah, moves up to the FPO tee pad, which really isn't that much distance gained from the original tee location. This is looking left as well.
The tall, excuse me, that tall grass is inbound, so it looks like he may have gotten saved from skipping into the water by that tall grass, but probably won't have a good lie.
Oh, Noah. He had really rough footing there on that right wood line. Tried to turn something over, but just turfed it, and he's going to be in that tall grass on the left-hand side now as well.
Yeah, really one of the first miscues we've seen from Noah so far.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe trying just a bit too hard after being out of position. But still going to have an opportunity to get the par. Wow.
Tamm was certainly still going for this despite being out of position. Makes the catch cam turn around, which is always a good sign. And with the forehand that he has, it really doesn't matter where he's at with this tree. He can approach the green.
Yeah, an incredible power without much movement there out of the woods.
It's like a two-step.
Ricky may be looking at the eagle play here. But fading out a little early, he's going to have that long 100 feet or so, but able to run it. He does have a nice backstop if he wants to give it a good run.
That's very true. It looks like Noah's going to have to just go at the standstill here in this tall grass. Tries to force one over.
Yeah, lucky to be inbounds there. Looks like he's just going to get a little bit of distance, get over on that left side, and try to turn one over into the green.
Garrett's still trying to get this one to go after the OB, and now over here on this left tall grass, looking to try to rip one over, but
was
gonna
that
get
going
caught
for
up.
A roller?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, it kind of got swatted down, so that's some work to do.
As you called, Albert's got that good forehand. He's going to go ahead and go standstill here. I would say maybe 240, 260 away.
Caught some cabbage, but fights through no problem. That is right there on the edge of the circle, it looks like.
Noah pulling out the forehand as well.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
And that's this worry on this hole. If your disc catches edge, you're going to roll down to this bunker. Not a hazard or anything like that, so not assessing any stroke penalty, but just a tough uphill putt now.
Yeah, went from tap-in par to a much more difficult par opportunity now. Ricky may be trying to give that a little run, but he'll be tapping in a nice birdie there. Garrett.
That's going to be obstructed.
Yeah, leaving himself a little trouble.
And that'll stick for Noah on the top side of the hill. I guess a slightly scary downhill putt, but other than that, should be able to grab it. Here's Tamm for birdie, I believe, actually. Yes, sir. And now I'll do it.
Yeah, getting himself going 4 down through 7 now. Being a little bit out of position off of the tee, that's a great birdie.
Yeah, that second shot he threw was marvelous. To save birdie after that was incredible, as we are going to see Double G here tap in another bogey, so having some struggles here on the front nine so far. This is Ricky for birdie.
Opting for the knee putt. This is a very steep slope here. 40 degrees maybe. Noah gonna have the first blemish of the day on his card, putting him back to 3 down. Still has a nice round going though. Bringing us to hole 8, 406-foot par 3. Another one out here that you really feel like you need to get. A lot of the par 3s kind of feel that way, even though they are in that 400-foot range. If you push a little too far or keep it off to the right, you're going to have more of an obstructed putt from these trees here. Also possible to fade out and get a skip off to the left side where you'll get blocked off by the tree line also.
Yeah, I feel like most of these right-handed players just like to kind of hang a wide hyzer on the right-hand side, just have it trickle in, and that's exactly what Tamm's looking to do here. Just got to make sure it doesn't cut too deep. Well, catches a tree, lays down.
Yeah, good tree stop there. That could have gotten a big skip into the woods.
Paper trail being followed here by Ricky Wysocki, looking for a similar result. And doesn't even need the tree stop. Perfect power on that one.
Yeah, on a dime, just drops it inside the circle, using that wind to push it off to the left side.
Yeah, so Ricky probably about to go back-to-back here. He's tied for second right now, and he's looking to make a push on the leader, and he's starting to do the right things to put that pressure on.
And starting to push. That's a nice rollout, but I still don't think it rolled out quite far enough to have a clean look. Those branches you saw do stick out of that wood line a little bit, so he'll probably be obstructed over there.
That might carry way too left for Garrett.
Yeah, hopefully it goes far enough. Okay, it does.
What a rollback.
Also, that is a very nice rollback, as that should give him an open look from circle 2, see if he can take advantage of it and deal with this wind a little bit.
I know he likes to throw that high, like kind of nose down drop putt, and those branches could be a problem for that. No, gets around him, but still unable to find the basket. I mean, this wind is ripping right now as Noah's looking for the stepper.
Yeah, he had that low ceiling from those branches, plus it's a tailwind. Very low percentage make on that one. Good to hit some metal. Turkey for Albert.
Yeah, he's on a good run right now, tied for the top 5. Again, he's been making some noise in the U.S. this year with some good finishes, so good to see him chipping away at it yet again, as Ricky will also find his birdie, going 5 under so far on the front 9. Double G will tap in the par, and Noah will do the same. Just one hole left to play here on the front half of the course.
Yeah, another par 5. Lots of space. 1,280 feet. You want to get out here to around this area. Make sure you don't get pinched off on that tree. Then you're able to rip it another 480 feet, 500 feet before you reach this OB ditch here. Big arms possible to get across into, but most likely you're just going to see 2 big shots and then 300-foot or inside approaches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I know in a practice round, David Wiggins Jr. got pin high in 2, but that took 2 huge 360s. So it's definitely probably one of the longest par 5s we have on tour, I think, from just pure foot distance.
Yeah, I'm not sure you'll see many much farther if there are any. Albert just had that nice easy turnover and just kept on gliding.
This looks great too.
Oh my goodness.
Gets past that tree or that first one you were talking about.
Yeah, he's way past that tree. He's gonna have he's gonna have to either disc down or have an opportunity to go over that
Yeah.
that OB ditch in the fairway up there.
He definitely has a chance to throw a big one and have less than that 300 feet you were talking about in to approach for birdie. So, nope, it's a good move on this one as well. Gets right next to that tree.
Yeah, right up to it, showing he's got some distance also.
Speaking
Great
of distance.
Yeah, I know G's got a little bit of something built up after a +3 start so far. He's going to try to let go of some of that right here.
Oh, he
Gets it
went huge.
way up in the air.
That is big if it doesn't get caught up and can pan out all the way. Oh, looks like it did get hung up on that right-hand side. That could have been
Yeah,
special.
Hopefully it dropped down fairly clean. Those branches hang out a little bit.
He's not first to act, so that's a good sign that he's still made some good progress and has a chance.
And Albert going over towards that tree. It's about 315 away from the pin. He's just a little bit behind it and may have to put a steep hyzer angle to reach the green from there. Noah doing what you got to do on your second shot.
Looks like he's got about even with that tree, or maybe just past it, so maybe a little bit of a shorter approach than Tamm. Let's see what Ricky's got here. He's already done a lot of work and looking to do the bulk of the rest of it here.
Yeah, not wanting to get too aggressive and go towards that OB ditch. Looks like he's taking quite a bit off.
Double G actually does still have room for a full run-up. He's looking to go big yet again, and oh my goodness. That is smashed. Over the ditch. Wow.
And there it is. Makes it across the ditch. May have gotten into circle 2 and have an opportunity for an eagle on this 1,280 foot.
Yeah, that's pretty absurd.
Well, Albert actually far enough left to go to the left side of that tree and not have to put too much hyzer angle on it. Plays it perfectly. Is going to be inside circle 1 for his birdie look.
Yeah, hits that back slope and has a downhill, looks like maybe a tailwind putt at the pin, so great chance for birdie. Ricky trying to hyzer fairway in there. That'll do.
Noah going with one of his mid-ranges here, probably about 300 feet. On a nice line and has the perfect distance as well.
Yeah, he's right in the bullseye on that one, so stress-free birdie there for Noah Fiveash. Get back on track.
Eagle opportunity here. This would get you back on track. And just catches that wind a little funny. With his hyzer angle on his putt, you would expect that to drop. You see the flags in the background moving left to right. Either way,
turkey
though,
to end the front 9 here.
Yeah, Ricky got the turkey. That was Garrett's eagle bid, so we still have a good opportunity for a star frame here.
Absolutely. Everyone's well within circle 1 for their remainder of the hole, so looks like that is very much in the cards. Tamm first to act here. That'll drop right in.
Nice birdie there for 4 in a row, and to put him to 6 down on the front 9. So Albert out here making a move.
That matches Ricky's pace for the top of the card.
Speaking of making a move, Calvin Heimberg yesterday threw this hole in for an eagle from 300 or from about 280. Today made it to 90 feet, threw it in again, 2 eagles in a row.
Wow.
Just crazy stuff, Calvin.
That is a crazy play there from Vinny as we take a look at the front 9 here. Some great rounds from Ricky Wysocki and Albert Tamm. Noah Fiveash also having a pretty solid one. Garrett Gurthie, some struggles, but still a lot of golf left to play. As we take a look at our leaderboard, Ricky only 3 strokes behind the leader at this point, tied for second with Kyle Klein.
Yeah, making a push towards Bradley Williams, who's still hanging strong at this point, but lots of golf left to go on this back 9, lots of wind to deal with.
Absolutely, and we appreciate all of you for tuning into this coverage. Please be sure to follow, subscribe so you can catch the back 9, as well as our coverage of the rest of Disc Golf Pro Tour this year, as well as some other independent events that Gatekeeper Media is a part of. Special thank you goes out to our Patreon supporters who help make this all possible. Again, I'm Dustin Mouret, joined by Nathan Clean, and we'll see you on the back nine here soon.
We'll see you guys out there.